Hello, good morning. I am Kishay Arbolada from BSED Social Studies 2, and I am here to report about the Education Loan Fund for Teachers and Students. An Education Loan Fund for Teachers and Students is a type of financial aid program that is specifically designed to assist educators and students in paying for the cost of higher education. These programs can be offered by government agencies, non-profit organizations, or educational institutions. They may be need-based, merit-based, or available to any student or teachers who meet certain eligibility criteria. The terms and conditions of education loan funds for teachers and students may vary depending on the specific program and the organization that administers it. Some programs may require that recipients work in a certain field, such as teaching in a low-income school district, or commit to a certain number of years of service in the education field. As a condition of receiving loan, these loan funds can be a great way for students and teachers to pursue higher education without worrying about the financial burden of student loans, as the loan funds are often more flexible and have lower interest rates. So I have here a graphic organizers showing questions for us to know more about information in educational loan funds. Number 1. What is the availability of education loan funds for teachers in private education and how accessible are they? The availability and accessibility of education loan funds for teachers in private education can vary depending on the location and the specific program or organization offering the funds. In some countries or regions, there may be government-funded education loan programs specifically for teachers in private education, while in others, there may be more limited options or none at all. In some cases, private organizations or foundations may offer education loan funds for teachers, but this may have specific requirements such as working in a certain subject area or at certain type of school. Additionally, the accessibility and ease of applying for educational loan funds can vary as well, depending on the program or organization. Some may have a straightforward application process with clear eligibility criteria and guidelines, while others may have more complex or restrictive requirements. It is important to research and investigate the availability of education loan funds in your specific location and for your specific needs. It is also important to check the terms, conditions, and the repayment of options of the loan funds before applying. Okay, number 2. How do education loan funds for teachers in private education compare to those for teachers in public education? So, education loan funds for teachers in private education can vary in comparison to those for teachers in public education. In some cases, they may be similar in terms of the types of funds available and the application process. However, there may be some key differences. One potential difference is that education loan funds for teachers in private education may be less widely available than those for teachers in public. This could be due to a variety of factors such as lack of government funding or a smaller pool of private organizations offering education loan funds for teachers in private education. Another potential difference is that education loan funds for teachers in private education may have more restrictive or specific requirements than those for teachers in public. For example, some private education-specific loan funds may only be available to teachers working in certain subjects or a certain type of schools. Additionally, educational loan funds for teachers in public education are usually backed by government, which makes it easier to get and repay them. They also have more favorable terms and lower interest rates than private loans. So that is worth noting that the availability and terms of education loan funds can vary by location and program, and it's important to research and investigate the options available in your specific area. Number 3. Are there any specific requirements or qualification that teachers in private education need to meet in order to access education loan funds? So, the specific requirements or applications that teachers in private education need to meet in order to access education loan funds can vary depending on the program or organization offering the funds. However, some common requirements may include teaching certification. Many education loan funds for teachers in private education may require that applicants hold a valid teaching certification or license in order to be eligible. Also, the employment. Many programs may require applicants to be employed as a teacher in private school in order to access education loan funds. Also for education level, some loan funds may require applicants of a certain level of education, such as a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. Credit score, some private loan providers require a good credit score from the applicant. For income, some loan providers may require the applicant to have a certain level of income or to demonstrate the ability to repay for the loan. And also the specific subject or school type. Some education loan funds may be targeted towards specific subject areas or types of private schools such as religious or independent schools. Number 4. Are there any limitations or restrictions on how education loan funds for teachers in private education can be used? So there may be limitations or restrictions in how education loan funds for teachers can be used, depending on the program or organizations offering the funds. Some common restrictions may include purpose of use. So some education loan funds may be limited to specific purposes, such as paying for tuition fees and for graduate school or professional development courses. It is also the time limit. Some loan funds may have a time limit, such as the amount of time you can use the funds to pay for tuitions and fees. Also including the repayment schedule. Some loan providers may have specific repayment schedules and penalties for late payments. Or the minimum or maximum amount. Some loan funds may have minimum or maximum amount that can be borrowed, and if the borrower wants to borrow more, they may have apply for another loan. For collateral, some loan funds may require collateral as security for the loan, such as property, savings, or the assets. For credit check, some loan funds may require a credit check from the applicant, and if the credit score is not good, the loan may be denied. Number 5. How do you think education loan funds could be improved to better support teachers in private school? So there are several ways in which education loan funds could be improved. Increase in availability. Increase the availability of education loan funds for teachers in private education could help to make them more accessible to a wider range of individuals. This could be done by providing more government funding for education loan programs or by encouraging more private organizations to offer educational loan funds. Next is by simplifying the application process. Making application process for education loan funds simpler and more straightforward could help to make them more accessible to teachers in private education. This could include providing clear guidelines and requirements, as well as streamlining the paperwork and documentation needed to apply. Also, the reduced restrictions and qualifications. Reducing the restrictions and qualification that teachers in private education need to meet in order to access education loan funds could make them more accessible to a wider range of individuals. This could include eliminating credit score requirements or decreasing the level of education required to be eligible. Also, the lower interest rates. Lowering the interest rates of education loan funds could make them more affordable for teachers in private education, making it easier for them to repay the loan. Also, the increased flexibility in terms of use, allowing teachers to use the education loan funds or a wider range of expenses such as buying teaching materials, paying for the professional development courses, or the personal expenses of a teacher. It also could make them more beneficial for teachers in private education. Lastly is improving communication and counseling, providing more information, guidance, and counseling to teachers in private education regarding the loan process, repayment options, and other related matters could help them make better informed decisions about the loan funds. It is also important to note that improvement of education loan funds may vary in different countries and locations in education. Number 6. Are there any types of financial assistance available to teachers in private education, and how do they compare to education loan funds? Yes, there are other types of financial assistance available to teachers in private education that can be compared with education loan funds. Some examples include scholarships. Scholarships are a form of financial aid that does not need to be repaid. They are usually awarded based on academic achievement, financial need, or other criteria such as subject area, school type, or ethnicity. Scholarships can be a great option for teachers in private education as they do not have to repay, but they are usually only offered to a limited number of teachers. Also, the grants. Grants are another form of financial aid that do not need to be repaid. They are usually awarded by government or private organizations based on financial need, academic achievement, or other criteria. Teachers in private education can apply for grants to help with tuition, professional development, or other education-related expenses. For tax credits, some countries provide tax credits for teachers in private education because the tax credit is a reduction of the amount of taxes that the teacher has to pay. This can help to make education more affordable for teachers in private education. And also, employer assistance. Some private schools may offer financial assistance to their teachers, such as tuition reimbursement or professional development stipends. Some may have a certain budget for teachers to pay for their graduate studies or professional development. Educational loan funds and above-mentioned financial assistance options have different advantages and disadvantages. It is important for teachers in private education to research and investigate all options available and their specific location and for their specific need. Is it also important to compare the terms, conditions, and the long-term impacts of each option before making a decision? And lastly, how do you think education loan funds can contribute to sustainability and development? Encourage more teachers to pursue higher education and improve retention of teachers. By providing financial assistance in the form of education loan funds, teachers in private education may be more likely to pursue advanced degrees or professional development, which can help to improve the overall quality of education in private schools. Attract in highly qualified teachers. By providing financial assistance, education loan funds can help to attract highly qualified teachers to private schools, which can improve the overall quality of education in private schools. Also, the increased access to education. Education loan fund can help to increase access to education for teachers in private education, particularly those who may not have the financial resources to pursue advanced degrees or professional development without assistance. And to promote innovation and progress, education loan funds can help teachers to access new technologies, methodologies, and curriculum developments, which can help to promote innovation and progress in private education. In the end, it is important for teachers and students to understand, create, explore, consider, stay in contact, be aware, make sure to stay, and consider such things. Thank you for listening.